Roadkill Extra shows up every weekday on Motortrend On Demand, and you can see them all with a 30-day free trial at motortrendondemand.com. But here's an example of one of the shows that you missed last week. Everybody who's a Roadkill fan knows our Rotsun. It's one of our most popular cars ever. It's a 240Z that we've stuffed with a Chevy 4.3-liter V6 with a Power Stroke diesel turbo. And as you may know, that car never fails to fail us. We've broken everything on that car, and right now it's got a crankshaft in two pieces. That V6 has a split pin rod journal, and it broke right in half right there. We don't want to put a V6 in the thing again. At least I don't. I don't think Finnegan does either. So I was really interested when I showed up to Hot Rod Drag Week and I saw Jonathan Foster's 240Z. This is actually done the right way. This is a car that could run bottom eights, I assume above 150 miles an hour. Yeah, he's been 157 miles an hour in this thing. Let's take a look at how he's doing that and how he overcame some of the problems that we have all the time. First of all, instead of the V6, he wisely has the LSX motor in here. This is a 427, uses a GM LSX block in it. That is a big Hankin turbo, 91 millimeter single turbo on this deal, and he did it just slightly Roadkill style in the sense that he's got a stock cast iron manifold right here. However, at Drag Week, there was some entertainment value earlier when he pulled a big old wheel stand, and if you look down in here at that weld right there, you can see that the landing actually broke off the cast manifold right where it mates to the stainless tubing. A little unconventional to weld the tubing to the manifold. A lot of people do it, it can be done, but it is a fracture point on that thing. Here's another thing that's interesting about it. It has a cable drive fuel pump. You know that nobody knows how to kill an electric fuel pump like me. I do it all the time. To solve that problem for long-term driving on this, it has a cog up here that is driving a cable to a fuel pump that is in the back. So it doesn't have a lot of pressure when it's cranking, but it'll start on the leftover fuel in the injectors. It'll idle at like 50 PSI and it runs about 80 when you're running down the road. And then also the electric water pump, which is Davies Craig out of Australia. This is interesting. Usually when you see somebody, come on around here with the camera, usually when you see somebody running an electric water pump, it mounts on the block right here and it's got electric motor. This is an Australian unit from Davies Craig. It's all wrapped in heat protective coating, but it is remote from the engine with a manifold here that is taking care of the water flow, which is kind of unusual on an LS. You have to worry a lot about what's going on with the thermostat, which this doesn't have a thermostat at all now.
It comes with a controller that variably controls the pump.
Okay, he says it comes with a controller that variably controls the pump. Now this thing also has a Turbo 400 in it, but another problem we've had with our Rotsun is breaking rear ends all the time. That's because we've got IRS, which is stock for the S30 chassis. We've upgraded it with that Subaru center section. Honestly, it's still garbage. It's not gonna live up to any kind of power. This has a 4-link in it with a Ford 9-inch solid axle. And if you'll come around here, you can see that Jonathan is well aware that these things rust into the ground. Did you have any floor in this car when you started?
We did actually. It was a California car, so it
was
fairly good.
So nowhere near as bad as the Rotsun, but you can see that he has tubbed the thing, added some forum floorboards in here. This is where the fuel cell is, and it is inside a NHRA legal container. They don't let you have just a plastic fuel cell sitting in the engine compartment with the driver, so he's got that all sealed up. So in other words, he's built this car the right way. Are you going to achieve your goal of having the quickest S30 chassis?
Yes.
He's going to try. Absolutely. Yes, he says absolutely. What does it need to run to do that?
785.
785. So that's what he's looking at Drag Week.
770.
Clearly, or yeah, he's got to go 770. Clearly this thing, a better program than the Rotsun. We just thought you'd like to see it. Fast forward to 6 hours later. Remember everything I said about all the reliability and quality built into that 240? Because Drag Week. Looks like the cable drive fuel pump not working.
We will be there.
You will be there.
I guarantee it.
See? Hell or high water, they will be there, they guarantee it.
Last run of the day, we will be there and we will run a 770.
He said, even if we're the last ones of the day, we will be there and we will run a 770. And he promised it. Hell or high water.
Hell or high water.
That's what Drag Week's all about. All right, we'll see you there. Here's what you missed last week on Roadkill Extra, exclusively on Motortrend On Demand. Here's what I want to encourage. Crazy engine swaps. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a small block Chevy and a Ford.
It's a Triumph TR7. It's no rocket, but I want to fix it up and get it looking really good.
A roadkill project car that never was. No air conditioning, no power steering. It's got no power, nothing. If you need more Roadkill Extra, go sign up for the 30-day free trial right now.